ERA. He is number 1 in innings pitched, 5 strikeouts away from being number 1 in strikeouts, 3 pitches away from being number 1 in pitches, and he has the worst run support in the business.
And Rudy, that's his telltale story. He doesn't get enough run support. He's only gotten, 3.23 runs a game? I mean, this club scores about that, and it's tough to win when you don't get those kind of runs, and no matter how supremely talented you are, you need to get help. And this is the American League, the league that tries. This is a tough offensive league, and you got to score runs.
A very hot ball club, too, against a very cold ball club. The Rangers have won 7 in a row. The Mariners have lost 7 in a row. As you look at his record in the last 7 starts, 4-2, look at that earned run average, under 1, 0.88, and the run support is even worse than it is all year long.
And you think about those performances against the Yankees and the Red Sox. In fact, 3-0 with a .33 against the Yankees this year. There's a lot of compelling pitching that he's done. And the bottom line is, though, I don't think anyone is ever going to be a Cy Young that's a 500 pitcher. He's going to have to run the table and get some voters that really understand what he's done.
Always kind of a special night when he goes to the mound, and you're part of the party tonight. Nice to have you. It's the Mariners and the Texas Rangers in the first of a 3-game weekend series. Back with more right after this.
The entertainment capital of the Northwest. The tracer system uses 3 cameras to track every pitch. Graphical enhancements have been added to the EQC tracer this season to give you more information and insight into the game.
And again, we thank heavens for the roof here at Safeco Field tonight, because inclement weather outside, we'd be sitting here waiting for the weather to pass. If it would, it may not. We don't have to worry about that here in Seattle. We welcome you to the Mariners and the Texas Rangers, the first game of the three-game series between the M's and the club that is going to represent the West in the playoffs in the American League. The Mariners and the Rangers. Let's have a look at the Texas Ranger lineup with Bill Kruger.
Thank you very much, Dave. Let's look at Ron Washington's lineup for tonight's ball game. It'll be Elvis Andrus at shortstop leading off. Michael Young at third. David Murphy, who's been hot in left. Big Bad Vlad, the DH, hitting cleanup. Nelson Cruz back at health in right field. Kinsler at second. Mitch Moreland, their first baseman. Benji Molina behind the plate. And Julio Bombon in center field hitting ninth. On the mound for tonight's ball game, the incomparable Felix Hernandez. We've talked at nauseum about the great numbers this guy has posted, but he owes something to the Texas Rangers, Dave. 0-3 with a 6.38 so far this year. On defense for the Mariners, Saunders, Gutierrez, and Ichiro in the outfield. Lopez, Josh Wilson, Sean Figgins, and Cotton in the infield. Third to first, the battery of Adam Moore and Felix Hernandez.
And here we go as Elvis Andrus will step in, riding the crest of a modest 4-game hitting streak. Seems like everybody in this Ranger lineup has a hitting streak going as the first pitch misses high. Jim Wolf is the man calling balls and strikes tonight. Ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Texas leading the league in hitting. And that fastball off the plate inside, ball 2-0. This club and the Angels, the two clubs that have really given Felix a big problem this year. Otherwise, he'd be out of sight as far as the ERA is concerned. And that pitch misses inside, so ball 3-0 to Elvis Andrus.
Felix opening that front shoulder up a little bit, one of his bad habits. He's got to close it up to start to locate that sinker.
That's Michael Young on deck. And that is a strike over the outside corner. 3-1. You mentioned the Rangers have won 7 in a row. They have the largest lead of any division leader in baseball by 2 games. And that at the knees, 3-2. I would think that Ron Washington has to be the top candidate in the league for Manager of the Year.
I don't think without question. He's done a brilliant job, this team, to make it more than a one-dimensional slugging team.
Felix just misses with that 3-2 pitch, so a leadoff base on balls, and Michael Young will step up to the plate. The Texas Rangers will play the American League East champion, and of course that is yet to be determined. That may not be determined until the final day, the way the Yankees and Tampa Bay are going back and forth in the East.
And you wonder how badly they want a team like Texas with C.J. Wilson and Cliff Reed.
And that's pulled foul. Tampa Bay leading by only half game over the Yankees.
Because having those 2 left-handed pitchers at the top with that kind of talent, I'm not sure you want to bite off the Texas Rangers. But Minnesota's no picnic either. They've been hot.
One hopper. Got time to go around. They get the front man as well. They get Elvis Andrus at second base. So 1 away. And here is David Murphy. Murphy is just blazing hot. He has a 13-game hitting streak, hitting .382 in that streak. And the Rangers, about a week ago, made a heck of a statement against the Yankees when they came down to Arlington. They swept them. They swept them and sent the Yankees on their way, licking their wounds. Of course, they haven't had Pettit in the rotation.
And that's a big deal. Andy Pettit getting back in is going to be real key for the Yankees. He's been a bona fide frontline guy in the playoffs.
To the count.
And A.J. Burnett has not been as advertised. He has really struggled
Yes.
mightily. And
blown away the fastball of ball and 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss at a changeup. So Murphy chased the pitch out of the strike zone. 2 away. And here comes Mariner killer numero uno. A .350 lifetime batting average Vladimir Guerrero has. 29 home runs, 93 RBIs. And right now, he is also very, very hot. A 10-game hitting streak in which he's hitting .429. And you can't throw him a pitch that he can't hit, or at least won't try to hit. Let's put it that way.
That's what makes him such a unique problem, is how do you start attacking this guy? Because we're taught to get ahead and throw strikes.
Popped him up, shallow. And an easy play for Ichiro. So despite the leadoff base on balls, no problem for Felix here in the first. 1 left. Good to have you with us. Coming back, the Mariners against C.J. Wilson. No score.
Thank you very much. Let's take a look at the batting order for tonight's ball game for the Mariners. The unconscionable Ichiro leading off. Figgins, who's been hot, hitting 2 at second base. Lopez hitting 3 at third. Gutierrez is your center fielder cleaning up. Kotzman at first. Adam Moore receiving behind the plate. Michael Saunders is in left field. Matt Tuiasosopo will be your DH. Russell Branyan out with a bad back. Josh Wilson hitting 9th at shortstop. On the mound for the Rangers, C.J. Wilson, he's had a brilliant season. I mean, 14-6, got a chance to be the 4th Ranger left-hander to win 15 ball games. And numbers are pretty impressive with the batting average against only .213. The outfield for the Rangers, Murphy, Corbone, and Cruz. In the infield, Michael Young, Elvis Andrus, Ian Kinsler, and Mitch Moreland. The infield third to first at battery of Benji Molina and C.J. Wilson.
And Ichiro will step in and start it off now against C.J. And hit it down the left field line and into the stands. 0-1 the count. Ichiro only 6 for 23 against C.J. Wilson for a kid that worked out a bullpen last year, coming in and now on the verge of winning his 15th game. What a year it has been for C.J. Wilson. And a bunt down the third baseline, forget it. Ichiro's got himself a bunt base hit, and that's number 190 on the year. Perfect bunt.
C.J. Wilson is mighty tough against left-handers, and I'll tell you what, Ichiro, there are so many hits living out there for you if you decide to bunt a little bit more. A brilliantly killed bunt down the third base line, and Wilson, an excellent athlete, has no chance to get Ichiro.
So Ichiro's 51st infield hit of the 190 that he has had this year.
Not like he needs more hits, Dave, but you saw Rod Carew. I mean, and if he bunted like Rod Carew, how many hits would he have extra? A lot.
That's a strike to Sean Pickens, who's really swinging a sweet bat lately, an 8-game hitting streak. Big gap out there in left center field. Unattempted foul back. Certainly not a sacrifice. As Warbone, as the center fielders move over into right center.
I think what Sean decided in the second half is just to be Sean Figgins. You know, use his nattiness, bunt whenever he feels like he can. To try to be a two-hole hitter and be patient. Greedy put him in a pretty massive hole this year.
CJ going over to first base.
Ichiro and Figgins got a little duel going for the stolen base lead. Would you say, Dave?
Yeah.
About, I think it's, 39 apiece?
Each one away from 40.
Yep.
And pull to third. 5-4 and 3 around the horn. Young to Kinsler on to Moreland.
Rolling over a slider, and Michael Young has become a very accomplished third baseman. Gets it to Kinsler early, who makes the nice turn for the easy double play.
And Jose Lopez elevated to the number 3 hole tonight. It's easy to see why. You look at his numbers against C.J. Wilson. 10 for 18.
556. That's pretty good.
Man. One. This has been a troubled franchise, the Texas Rangers. All year long they had the ownership squabble. It was finally decided that, yes, indeed, the Nolan Ryan group would be the ones that would get the franchise. And things have really stabilized down in Arlington, Texas. And a swing and a miss. On a little bit of a slider that time. Lopez is down on strikes. And the Mariners, thanks to the double play, are eliminated 1-2-3. We go to the second. No score. All right, we move into the second inning of play, and the right fielder Nelson Cruz leads it off and sends a foul back. The Rangers are a very deep ball club. Cruz has missed a lot of games. He was hurt. Ian Kinsler has missed a lot of games. He was hurt. Right now, of course, Josh Hamilton hasn't played since the 11th of September, and they keep winning. They're very deep. Towering pop-up, and Kochman will come down on the grass and lean back onto the skin to make the catch at first base. So one away. And the good news, in talking to some of the Texas people, is that, hey, it's football season down there, and guess what? They're talking baseball. It's always Cowboys this time of the year.
100%. It still is. But people are coming out to watch the Rangers, and they should be, because they got a really good ball club.
Here's Kinsler. At the knees to Ian.
You talk about injuries. They're just a much more balanced team. They have pitching. They have relief pitching. They don't just swing for the fences. They have a nice way to manufacture runs.
And that breaking ball's inside. And they got a kid in bullpen by the name of Neftali Feliz, who's a baby.
22 years old.
Yep.
You don't want to see him.
Kinsler. An easy play out there for Gutierrez. So 2 away. In just 2 weeks, we're going to be rolling out the biggest fan appreciation night in Safeco Field history on Friday, October the 1st. That's when the Mariners face the A's. We'll say thank you for your season-long support. Fantastic prizes will be given away throughout the game, including round-trip airline tickets, $1,000 worth of Arco gas, autographed jerseys, and more. For tickets to Fan Appreciation Night, visit Mariners.com. Here's Mitch Moreland. Left-handed batting first baseman.
Kind of won the first base job by default. Chris Davis went in the tank. And, of course, Justin Smoke was traded to the Mariners. So this guy comes up, and he's done a reasonably good job.
And a swing and a miss. And speaking of Justin Smoke, he and the Tacoma Rainiers playing Memphis tonight. If they win, they'll win the PCL championship, and they are 6-6 in the bottom half of the 7th inning in Memphis. Rainiers have won the first 2 games of that best 5 series. Strike 3 called on a changeup over the outside corner. Great pitch, Felix. 1, 2, 3. The Rangers story. Coming back to tell you about the Mariners right after this. Here of the first inning. Let's check out the crowd in the Budweiser first inning and see who's enjoying the game. Having a good time out there tonight, out on the landing, as we get set to move into the bottom half of the second inning. I'll trade my Niehaus bubble. You know, I really knew all along that's all I was worth, to tell you the truth.
A collector's item like that for rally prize? Are you kidding me? Or have you got the market cornered on those things, Dave? You collecting them all or what?
No. Franklin Gutierrez. The strike by CJ.
Well, it's the ultimate form of flattery, though. I mean,
Oh, sure.
you know, become iconic and you get a bobblehead formed on you, right?
Up and foul. Joe Torre saying thanks, but no thanks for next year. He's going to hang him up down in Los Angeles. Donnie ball game. Donnie Mattingly is going to be the new manager. Never has managed at any level, but he's been around Torre for several years, and he's going to be the new Dodger manager next year. Where do you think Torre's going to end up?
Well, if he's not done for good, you would think maybe the Mets might be calling.
Well, it'll be the second time around for him there. There's a slow trickler down to shortstop, and that's going to go on by Elvis Sanders. It'll be a base hit for Franklin Gutierrez.
Pretty much a do or die right here. Slow roller, a fast runner. Andrus has to come in, and it's, like I said, do or die, and he died. Gutierrez getting something going here.
Joe Torre announcing today that he will lead the Dodgers at the end of the year. Look for Joe is number 5 all-time, behind Bobby Cox. A Marine Corps note. Connie Mack, of course, never be topped. He owned the ball club as well as so he was never going to fire himself.
Pretty good position to be in right there.
Casey Kotzman, a strike to him, 0-1.
Well, Joe Torre, a surefire Hall of Famer. I mean, an unbelievably great manager. His record speaks for itself. And a fine player that once led the league in hitting.
Former MVP.
Former MVP with the Cardinals.
Right. Catcher, first baseman. Off the hands and a soft line drive right to Young. So 1 down. And Adam Moore will be the hitter. Joe Girardi, I think they'll have an interesting decision to make, because I think the Cubs are going to be wooing him. He's got his hands full trying to keep the Yankees. I think he's got the Yankees in the playoffs, but he wants to win the American League East. But it'll be interesting to see. Joe is from Chicago. His wife is from Chicago. Went to school at Northwestern. Joe Girardi, I'm talking about.
Yes. Well, I think those are. It's compelling, because I think he has a lot of affection for the Cubs in the Chicagoland area, and certainly all those compelling reasons with family. But he said the right things. But the pressure is huge in New York. I mean, just getting to the playoffs, that's table stakes, Dave. It's World Series or bust.
And a breaking ball down low.
I need to qualify that. Win the World Series or bust. Yeah. My mistake.
You win in New York, and you know it's expected. You win in Chicago, they put a monument up to you.
Yeah, they
put a statue up
right next to the goat.
And the runner goes, and a ground ball barehanded, knocked down, and the throw to first base. So C.J. Wilson got that with his bare paw.
real athletic play. Not maybe what Mike Maddox wants to see him do with that bare hand, but you know, a terrific athlete. This guy was a position player along with being a pitcher at Loyola Marymount College, so he's not your typical non-athlete, Dave. Nice play, knocking that thing down. Not real keen on that throw over to first, but I'm sure his hand was a little numb.
I've never been one to say pitchers are not athletes.
I was doing that.
I know you. I know you
There are a few that give the position a bad name. We'll leave it at that.
Well, you know what Ron Fairley used to say, never let a pitcher throw it anywhere except to home plate.
Now, we've seen a few, haven't we? How about Matt Young? He was real good at throwing the bases, huh?
Oh, my gosh. Here's Michael, and going to third. The throw through to third base, not in time. It's Franklin Gutierrez. It's 22nd stolen base. If you're going to third with 2 outs, baby, you got to make it.
Well, it's just reckless abandon. The club trying to make something happen. Gutierrez, a plus runner, takes off. Stealing third base on left-handers, a little bit like taking candy from a baby. And he got an excellent jump and made it pretty easily. But you are absolutely right. You better not get thrown out.
At the knees.
Left-handers got their hands full with C.J. Wilson. The league's hitting $136 off of that being left-handed hitters, so he's no easy task.
Just barely outside. Way outside, and here comes Goody. He will score, so the stolen base pays off. As the ball gets by Benji Molina, a wild pitch.
And that is the reason, probably the only reason why you'd want to steal third base with 2 outs. The chance of the wild pitch or the pass ball, and Molina, a terrific catcher, he lets one sneak through the wickets, and the Mariners are on the board.
Down low and outside. And he walked him. Sunday, the 3rd of October, final day of the year. That's Kids Appreciation Day here at Safeco Field. All you kids 14 and under are going to take home a Moose poster, thanks to Ivers and Kit Valley. Plus, youngsters and their families will be treated to a pregame parade on the field. Prizes including autographed baseballs, a Nintendo Wii, karaoke machine, and more will also be given away. For tickets, visit Mariners.com. Here's Matt Tuiasosopo thrown into the lineup at the last moment as Russell Branyan came down with a stiff back. He was in the original lineup. Tui now the designated hitter, and he takes down low ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And they got Saunders picked up. Throw down to second base. Not in time. Kept on going. It's a smart thing to do. So he ends up with a stolen base. Number 6.
Saunders going on first movement. Just take off and go quickly. A little bit of a slow exchange between Wilson and Moreland. And Saunders, with that good speed, makes it into second base.
So the Mariners' second stolen base of the inning. The other one paying off. Gutierrez stole third and scored on the wild pitch. Let's see if Tui can't come through the base hit. One and one. Cut at that 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
Wilson really clearly trying to pound 2 out to soak a win. So the book says. You look at 2, he's got a little bit of a high elbow, and when you see the high elbow, Dave, you think pound him in. That being the back elbow. And he's worked on getting it down, but that's been a place where he's been a little bit vulnerable.
2-2. The Rangers, as we mentioned, on a 7-game winning streak. They made everybody take notice in June when they had their longest streak of the year, an 11-game winning streak. And that's when they started to put some distance between themselves and the Angels and the A's. The A's hanging in there for a long, long time. But right now, it's a 10-game lead. And strike 3 call on the outside corner. So the Mariners get 1 thanks to a wild pitch, an infield hit. As we go to the 3rd inning of play, 1-0 Mariners. As we get set to move into the 3rd inning of play, to see our O'Reilly fries. Okay. It is Irish Heritage Night here at Safeco Field. Benji Molina has taken the first 2 out of the strike zone. 0 for 10 is Molina against Felix. Now throw this guy strikes, and he hasn't been able to. He's 3-0 on it. Molina, a couple of home runs with Texas. Had 3 home runs with the Giants before the deal. Speaking of the Giants, how about the Giants? Here, he jumped over San Diego in first place in the National League West by half a game.
Yeah, if they get in the playoffs, watch out with Sanchez, Kane, and of course Tim Lincecum at the top of that rotation, that big park. They could give some people some trouble.
One hopper. Right to Josh, and Wilson will throw him out. One away. Okay, time for our AT&T trivia question. Speaking of Torrey, what job did Joe previously hold when he was named the Mets manager in 1977? Was he a broadcaster, first baseman, a coach, or an advisor? I don't believe Joe was ever a Mets broadcaster. He was an Angels broadcaster.
I knew he was a broadcaster. I wouldn't want to be able to sort that one out.
He was with the Angels. Julio Bourbon slices one right to center field. You want to take a guess?
Well, I have to, right?
Yeah, I think he was their first baseman. I think he's their first baseman, and he moved right into the manager.
Yeah, that makes sense because I mean he played a long time, and
yeah.
So he was a 60 or 60s he started playing in the big leagues, right?
Ever being a coach?
Yeah,
with anybody.
I guess that's the one I would go with.
Here's Elvis Andrus now. Andrus taking a steal right walk to start the ball game.
Talked to Clint Hurdle, their hitting coach, a little bit, and they're just so impressed with Andrus after Bourbon really struggled getting in that leadoff spot and really developing into a real patient leadoff hitter.
One ball, one strike. Clint Hurdle's old ball club. Colorado right in it. 2.5 back of the Giants, and there he is.
He's a lot of fun to talk to. What a great
baseball
wonderful
guy. Man. 2-1 the count.
Yeah, this guy hit 9 all of last year and did a lot of free swinging, but he's made a real nice adjustment this year.
Didn't want to do it. Check swing right back to the mound. Hello. All right. That will be that here in the third. Felix right on his stick. Only 9 pitches. As we go to the bottom half of the third, 1-0 Mariners. Green baseball caps out there for all of our friends celebrating. As Josh Wilson will lead it off here in the bottom half of the third.
Mariners have to stock up on extra draft beer for the game, maybe, I think. Got to be a little concerned about that, don't you?
One ball and no strikes to count. I'm trying to think of the last St. Patrick's Day I did not spend in spring training. Can't think.
Yeah. Kind of a dead giveaway on what you've been doing with your life, right?
It really is.
Because I have to think a little bit about that one myself.
2-0 on Wilson. Fastball count. Let's see if he gets one. He does.
Wilson throwing a lot of four-seam cut fastballs, really running the ball in hard on the Mariner right-hand hitters. Pretty good call to turn this guy into a starter, I'd say.
Slider that time, and he pops it up.
Really, Wilson, he pined for the job. I mean, he's been kind of bugging him for the last couple of years. You know, they used him as a closer, didn't really work too well. Francisco took the job. He went to setup. He had a good year in setup last year. But he kept saying, I'm a starter. You got to give me a chance to be a starter. And in spring training, he got off to a great start. And he hasn't looked back since.
You did both. What you like best?
I prefer to start. I was nervous as a cat out in that bullpen, 9-2, and I'd be nervous, worrying it's going to be me when the phone rings. And you can put me in 50,000 people at Yankee Stadium, and I'm calm, cool, and collected, knowing I'm going to start.
And that's right at the knees. Perfect pitch. See what you had to say. The job did Joe Torre previously hold? Well, 52% of you said he's a Mets first baseman. And he was the Mets first baseman. Served 18 days as a player manager before retiring as a player. And Ichiro had the bunt, beautiful bunt out on the grass for a base hit in the first inning. Leads it off. Sends a ground ball back up the middle. He has 191 hits. And his 61st multi-hit game.
The machine marches on. A high slider. He doesn't waste any time. Bangs it right up the middle. Amazing hand-eye coordination. Incredible.
Sean Figgins now will be the hitter with one out. Other player managers of late, of course, Pete Rose with Cincinnati. Don Kessinger with the Chicago White Sox. Frank Robinson with the Cleveland Indians. Lou Boudreau, of course, with Cleveland in 48, won the pennant with him as a shortstop manager.
You think about it, Dave. You ever see that happening again? I mean, as I just started to say that, I thought of Cal Ripken. Of course, he's out of the game now, but he kind of, I mean, he used to call pitches at shortstop, and he's not too much further than running the whole show.
I wouldn't say never.
Yeah. Take a pretty unique individual, someone that, with so much movement, players changing teams, I think it's more difficult.
There goes Ichiro. Throw through to second base. He's got number 40. So he's the first to 40. Figgins is at 39.
Taking off on first movement. Figgins does a nice job of Deacon Molina with the bunt. And Ichiro has this one stolen easily. Although I think we need to get Ichiro a slip and slide so we can practice during the offseason, Dave. That's some sad sliding he's got going on there. I mean, he does. He comes in high. It makes it easier for people to tag him. I mean, as an amazing a base stealer as he is, slip and slide for Christmas, I think. Get down lower, It is a bit of a lost art sliding, I think. You think about the great base runners of yore that had the hook slide and all that kind of good stuff. You don't see that today, that kind of art.
The thing that I don't see today in spring training is sliding shoes like we used to have.
Right.
throw down some slick plastic or whatever and slide.
Absolutely. Like they don't have enough time in spring training to get that done. I mean, there's time.
2-0 on Figgy. And when Figgy picks up his 40th, he and Ichiro will join Harold Reynolds and Phil Bradley, who each had 40. Reynolds with 60 and Bradley with 40 in 1987. Three and one.
Got his attention divided. Wilson knows that Gutierrez stole third base on him, and he's well aware that Ichiro is very capable of stealing third. And a good strategy by the Mariners. Not only they need to steal the bases to try to give themselves a chance to score, but this guy leads the league in walks. So you're dividing his attention. That's a good thing.
And there goes Ichiro to third, and he's got his 41st.
Here we see each off and running. Has it pretty easily. Left-handers are fairly easy to steal on. I certainly was one of them, and C.J. Wilson a little bit slower to the plate. And again, a lot of it has to do with measuring and timing a guy's head turn. If you get that head turn time, you can take off and get a quick jump on a pitcher, particularly left-hander.
Full count. The infield comes up now for Texas. And lined into center field for a base hit. So here comes Ichiro. It is 2-0 Mariners. So larceny pays dividends here in the third inning.
Clearly, they've got C.J. Wilson's attention divided. Running with reckless abandon. Then throws a cut fastball out over the plate. Figgins, who's just trying to stay up the middle of the field, serves it into right center for an RBI.
So 2-0 now for Lope.
Figgy's two behind. Don't just wait. He's going to be running.
You better believe he is.
He might throw a whole workout here to first base.
Away and high.
Lopez, a pretty good middle-in hitter, and C.J. Wilson likes to work in. That's why this has been a favorable matchup for him. That's why he's hitting over 500 against Wilson. Certainly not an Andy Pettit move to first base, Dave. And not terribly quick either. So I expect Figgins to give it a try here soon.
And a high fly ball. Center field will take care of it. Bourbon. And that's 2 down. Here's your chance for your child to run the bases at Safeco Field following Sunday's game with the Rangers. All you kids 14 and under are going to be invited down to the field to run the bases thanks to KeyBank, so be sure to bring your camera. Capture the magic moment. For tickets, visit Mariners.com or any Mariners team story.
Yeah, I would think it'd be pretty cool to run the bases or come around that. And that wasn't available when I was a kid.
Nope.
When you went to the park.
Nope.
That was hallowed ground. Just seemed when I was a kid that was just so far away, 1,000,000 miles away, the field.
That's a phase to Gutierrez. Jason Vargas and Cliff Lee tomorrow night. And we'll be with you an hour earlier. 6:10 is first pitch tomorrow evening.
You would suspect that Cliff Lee will be received warmly.
I think he will be, because he was fabulous with the Mariners. He might be the trump card in the playoffs, too.
I believe so. I think what a coup for the Rangers to get him under bankruptcy. How about that move?
And there he goes. And does he have number 40? No. Yes, he does. Figgins has number 40. And the Mariners have their third stolen base of the inning.
Figgins picked the changeup to run on a good pitch. Molina makes a quality throw, but Figgins just a little quicker than that. Gets in there.
Going inside. Last four guys to reach: Gutierrez, Saunders, Ichiro, Figgins, all have stolen bases. Mariners with 5 stolen bases. We're only in the third inning. Rainiers and Memphis Redbirds are in the bottom of the 9th at AutoZone Park in Memphis, and they're all tied 6-6. On the outside corner barrel.
With Kochman on deck, you got to believe that Wilson is going to try to backdoor that cutter or throw a breaking ball here. I don't think he's going to throw a fastball with the left-hander up and available to face him.
He's thrown 22 pitches here in the third inning.
He pretty much manhandled the Mariners the first 2 times this year. 7 innings, 1 run, 7 innings, 2 runs. And the last time out, he walked 4. The Mariners chased him for 4 runs through 3 innings pitched. And he struggled this month. 2 starts, he's gotten beaten around, ERA north of 10. But he's hit a little bit of a wall in this great season he's been having.
For the Rangers, this is the beginning of their final road trip of the year. They go from here to LA and then up to Oakland. And they will finish this season at home. Against the Mariners and the Angels. And he lost him. Well, that's his second walk given up. His league-leading 86th base on balls.
Threw a changeup that Gutierrez stayed on pretty nicely, and then read that he had to bust him in, just missed off the inside corner. He does have Kochman, a left-hand hitter, up, and he's been mighty tough against left-hand hitters, so probably a pretty good choice, not coming right at Gutierrez.
Strike that time. 1-1. Now he's in the driver's seat. He's got 2 strikes on him. Probably doesn't want to throw Kochman a strike here.
Well, he's got a chance to pretty much spread him out. Busted him in, jam shot, little soft line drive to third. He's thrown 2 fastballs in. You would think maybe try to make him chase the slider off the plate with the attitude that you still got the ability to come back in behind it.
And there it was off the plate. 1-2.
Still got another pitch to fool with. You can go slider away again. But he didn't really bite out on it. So to me, as I'm looking at him, I'm saying fastball in. Because he didn't really lean out for that slider, that being Kochman.
And that's on the outside corner. Strike 3 call. So the Mariners have to settle for the 1 they get here in the 3rd. A lot of base running, a lot of stolen bases. They lead it 2-0.
All right, Angie, thank you. Back after a little respite over in radio. Good to be back on TV. How you doing, everybody? Mariners, we get to see Felix Hernandez tonight. One of the last few times we're going to see him here this season, Bill. And He's off to a great start.
Hasn't disappointed. 8 of 10 first pitch strikes. He's right on cue. Got that great changeup working, and the Mariners, they've been off the races.
Yeah, it's been good. And, you know, that's one of the weapons, that's one of the assets that the Mariners have, and they're putting it to use. The other thing, too, I'm excited about seeing Felix get a win against these guys, because the Texas Rangers have owned him this year. 0-3 is Felix with a 6.38 ERA and 1 no decision.
A couple good turns, but in a couple of it here, he took a pretty decent beating from these guys. So
that he did. As Michael Young is retired via the strikeout. That's the 3rd tonight for Felix.
Well, his changeup's really been a weapon so far tonight. There's another nasty changeup. Comes in, looks like a two-seamer, and the bottom just falls out of it.
That is one heck of a pitch. And we've seen some games where he has been on, and it looks like he's throwing a wiffle ball out there.
Yeah, it's got like spitter action on it. It really dives off the table.
Here's David Murphy, the left fielder. He struck out his first time. Murphy in a 3-hole today. Ron Washington showing a lot of faith in this young man. This whole team is swinging the bat really well, particularly of late. They're on a Major League best 7-game win streak. Conversely, the Mariners are on a 7-game losing streak, which is the worst in the bigs this year. They have Felix.
The stats kind of change with that. So,
well, we've seen a lot of those types of swings and misses too.
I just think that pitch is just tough to read. The changeup is such the great pitch today, and then when you have one that's as good as Felix Hernandez, tremendous arm speed, and then the bottom falling out of it.
2-2. Murphy bounces one down to Figgins. 2 down. Now here comes Vladimir Guerrero. Hit a weak fly to right field his first time up. Felix is done to this point. Guerrero came in with a .350 career batting average against the Mariners. It's 5th best all time. Swing. Miss.
Felix kind of flattened his breaking ball out there. That's the pitch that got him the fly ball to right. He starts Guerrero off again with 87 mile an hour. It's a curveball, but it has a little flatter, harder break to it.
See what the approach here is at 0-1. Got him to chase again. But as good a bad ball hitter as Guerrero is, and I wouldn't get overconfident at that swing. You miss something like that, because we've seen him put it in play. The 0-2. Went after it again. Nice job by Felix Hernandez, and that'll do it here in the 4th. He has retired the last 11 men. Nicely done. He's got a 2-0 lead. We'd like to thank Felix Millan for making all this possible after grounding into an NL record 4 double plays in his first game. Millan singled in all 4 at-bats before Torrey. That's right. That was with the Braves back in the 60s. I think it was the 60s. Felix Millan, I remember him. Good second baseman. That's a lot of DPs. Joe hanging
in
it up.
In other words, he wasn't fleet of foot.
No.
Okay.
Joe, and don't forget, Joe won a batting title. As Adam Moore flares one into center field, backing up Bourbon. He's there for the first out. Joe Torre, borderline Hall of Famer as a player. He had won, I believe, a batting title, hitting .369, and he didn't have too many leg hits in inning.
It was like it was Olerud-like for fans that follow the Mariners. A guy with a great swing that, like you said, not a lot of leg hits, or an Edgar Martinez for that matter.
There you
Same
go.
kind of thing.
Joe's quality catcher, first baseman, third baseman. Here's Michael Saunders, a walk and a stolen base. His first appearance. It's an education for this kid going against the likes of C.J. Wilson, tough left-hander. Wilson's been murdering on lefties all year. Murdering on lefties to the tune of a 136 batting average, no home runs, 43 strikeouts and 10 walks coming in. That's what CJ's done against left-handed hitters.
Pretty much no fair.
Yep. So hey, Skip, Tammy's acting up a little bit.
We've seen that a few times with certain left-handers. All of Randy Johnson.
Tight. Randy Johnson flew. He saw a lot of that up there, right?
I remember one great left-handed hitter in particular that never played against Randy Johnson. Wade Boggs. Invisible. But he wasn't the only one.
Kinsler has no play as Saunders beats it out. Kinsler couldn't get it out of his glove. Infield base hit. 1 out, 1 on for the Mariners here in the 4th with a 2-0 lead. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Not a heck of a lot left to show you. 2 more games here against the Rangers. We'll finish up this brief homestand and then a monster road trip, the last one of the year, Toronto, Tampa, and Texas, and then back home for 4. And close out the season with the Oakland Athletics. So hit number 5 for the Mariners. They've stolen 5 bases tonight. Saunders has one of them. Good swing and miss by Tuya Sissoko. Tuya in the lineup batting in the 8-hole is the DH. Russell Brandy in a late scratch. Back flared up on him. C.J. Wilson over his last 3 outings. Not as strong as he'd been in other stretches. Reggie Molina wanted that one. 1-1 with a 5.63 ERA and no decision. Bill, he had a case for the previous 16 innings. He walked 11.
Now that's been the only Achilles heel for this guy. He's been tough to hit, but 84 walks coming in, leading the American League.
Went back to the same spot. Got another ball. 2-1. Jim Wolf, the home plate umpire.
Well, you know, I guess he's right as you look at the box, but those pitches look pretty good on TV, don't they? But then I'm a pitcher; they all look good.
Kruger flashing his union card. Bouncing ball down to Michael Young. Kinsler for 1. Over to Moreland for 2. Second time they've gone around the horn here tonight. Felix and the Mariners have a 2-0 lead. All right, Angie, thank you very much. Nelson Cruz, first pitch swinging. He'll stay in the ballpark. Gutierrez is there. 1 out. Those are 2 big outs, getting him to pop up his first time to Kochman. And now here in the second appearance to Gutierrez. Take a look at our Quest High Speed pitch, brought to you by Quest High Speed Internet. Both guys bringing it tonight, Bill.
2 of the better young pitchers in baseball, and they ain't exactly thumbing it up there. We talk a lot about what first pitch strikes mean in the game. I always say that above 60 gives you a chance to win, and he's way above that right now.
Second baseman Ian Kinsler wide out to center field. 4 strikeouts tonight for Felix, 1 walk. Wrinkle for curve. That curve for strike.
I like it. I like the fact that he goes to more curveballs this year. I think that's been a big deal for him because it's a little more change of speed.
Double up, 2-1.
And it changes planes too, where everything seemed when he was struggling the last couple of years, not till the middle of last year, but everything on the same plane. That curveball gives you a much different look.
2-2.
Pretty good hack on that fastball middle end. Look at the pitch count. Wow. He's got some ammo left. I think so.
Swing and a miss, and say goodbye to Kinsler. 2 down here in the 5th. Strikeout number 5.
Boy, he turned that thing over like nobody's business. That looked like a forkball.
Bring up first baseman Mitch Moreland. Felix got him looking. First time up. Mariners got their run on a wild pitch in the second and an RBI by Figgins in the third. Young Mr. Moreland. I've heard of this guy. Now I'm seeing him for the second time, and goodness gracious. Could not hold back, so 0-2. Now you feel like you're dangling on the string, the end of the string.
As we say, pick your poison, because that's what you're looking at here. 4-seam fastball up, sinker down, super changeup, or the curveball. Take your pick.
The 0-2. Get him on an exclamation point fastball, and it missed. To Moreland.
Moreland playing some defense right there, just able to just barely get a piece of that big fastball away.
No chance. Absolutely no chance. 14 in a row retired. Strikeout number 6 through 5. You see it. Middle 5. Felix is rolling. The great fans from the heartland from Lincoln, Nebraska. Fans of the Big Red, one of the great traditional powerhouses in college football, soon to be a member of the Big Ten Conference. We welcome them here to Seattle. They play the Huskies tomorrow. Base hit for Josh Wilson on an 0-1 pitch.
Josh, nice job. Little inside-out stroke on the breaking ball. Fights it the other way. Nice piece of hit for a base hit.
Top of the order, Ichiro's had a heck of a night. Laid down a bunt. Got a base hit to center. He's stolen 2 bases. Mariners on the night have 5. Club record 6, which has happened twice in club history. Strike 1 from C.J. Wilson. C.J. his opponent's batting average .213, second to Trevor Cahill of the Athletics. Inside to Ichiro.
Well, that's really been the story when you look at this club. Colby Lewis from Japan and C.J. Wilson from the bullpen. Those 2 guys have been the difference makers. Rich Hart and Scott Feldman are supposed to be your 2 horses for this season. Both of them have struggled.
Feldman was their pitcher of the year last year. He's really fallen off the pace. 7-10 with a 5.47 this year.
Harden's been injured now in the bullpen.
It seems like he is perpetually injured.
That would be true.
5-5 with a 5.42.
And I think it's taken its toll. Rich didn't throw as hard as he did when he was in A. And, eventually those injuries catch up to you. But the story here, C.J. Wilson and Colby Lewis, they've been terrific. And of course, when you can add, an ace, major trump card like Cliff Lee, and with Wilson and Cliff Lee at the top, they scare anybody in the playoffs.
2 balls, 1 strike to Ichiro with Josh Wilson. Decent lead at first. Pitch fouled off. How about, as you look ahead, this Ranger Ball Club's magic number is 8 to clinch the American League West. And you look at potential postseason opponents, and Ron Washington's ball club is 0-3 at New York. They're 0-3 at Tampa Bay. They're 0-6 at Minnesota. Daunting numbers. Could be interesting.
No, those numbers, they're meaningful. Now, they did sweep the Yankees at home last time they played.
Last week, yeah. A couple of great
those numbers are real, no question about it. But I think this Ranger club is not a one-trick pony where they bang or bust. I mean, they've got different ways to beat you. They got a good bullpen with depth. They've got stolen base. They've got 5 guys that have 10-plus stolen bases. So they have a lot of ways to go. There's the matchup that we're talking about. It's kind of funny to hear Cashman's comments about whether he might want to rush some people. You kind of wonder how badly they want to be the champs. But then again, as you mentioned, pretty good numbers against them at home.
Overall, Texas 4-4 against the Yankees, 2-4 against Tampa, 3-7 against Minnesota. The Yankees tonight had a come-from-behind win at Baltimore. Alex Rodriguez, the big home run. At one point, I think when I tuned in, it was in the 9th inning, and Posada was up and they were down. So I guess Alex came up right after that and hit the big home run. 3-2 to Ichiro. Time is granted.
I think the issue here with Cliff Lee now in the rotation and C.J. Wilson, 2 left-handers pitching in Yankee Stadium or against that left-hand hitting Tampa Bay ball club. That's what we're really talking about here. That's why we think that there is some advantage for Rangers and why those 2 clubs may or may not want to play the Rangers. But they are. The Twins are no picnic. They don't have that front line take you out of the game starting pitching.
I think what they've done adding to their bullpen has been pretty nice with Fuentes, and right before that they got Matt Capps, as a matter of fact, when we were there last. Plus to go with Rouse, who started off as their closer. So they got 3 big-time arms at the back end for sure. 3-2 to Ichiro, throw over to first.
Clearly Morneau is a a big piece of the puzzle there.
Yeah, it's a shame, you know. He got Needham ahead. John McDonald of Toronto. They were completing a double play, and Morneau sliding in the second. Took a knee to the head and hasn't been the same since. As you know, with those kinds of injuries, there's not necessarily a timetable. Runner goes, pitch, fouled off. Mariners catch a break.
Yeah, I was talking to their hitting instructor and the Twins when they were in. They were just saying, you know, he'd come out, take batting practice. It was like a shooting gallery, balls lined all over the ballpark. Next day, don't feel well.
Exactly.
And you know, he had some head injuries as a hockey player. The Canadian, that's part of your birthright. And then he had been hit a couple times in the head as a hitter. So this isn't the first time around for a concussion, and that's why you have to really be careful.
The cumulative effect,
yes,
is substantial, and that's not something you want to be messing around with. You want to make sure you got it right. 3-2 to Ichiro. Stays alive again. So we get pitch number 9 coming to Ichiro. It's a good battle.
After he got that slider for a base hit, C.J. Wilson says no more sliders. Nothing but gas.
Ichiro can turn one around. Josh Wilson takes off the pitch. Off the fist. That's going to be caught by Michael Young. Throw across, and they'll get a double play. It's the third of the evening for the Rangers.
Ran this ball hard in on Ichiro. He tried to fight it off, and not enough muscle to get it over the infield. And with Wilson running with 3-2 count, easy double play.
So 2 down. That'll bring up Sean Figgins. Hit into a double play. Picked up an RBI single. Stolen base. That was back in the third. Down the line. Foul. Nice to see Figgy pick it up. Got an 8-game, now a 9-game hitting streak. Entered tonight's action a 485 clip. Souvenir for that young man. Batting right-handed this season. Figgy started tonight at 291, 244. Left-handed, 258 positive. The center field, Bourbon had him played perfectly, and that'll do it. Double play, big part of that inning. They'll bring Felix out for the 6th. He's got a 2-0 lead.
Absolutely, and Kyla from Snohomish. That's very creative, don't you think? That's very cute.
That is a good effort, a very good effort, and execution.
Exactly. Cute little smile, but I love the creativity. Yeah, she's a winner.
She worked on it.
Everybody's got to eat those rally flies, though. That garlic on there. That's, wow.
There you go, Dave Sims, Bill Kruger. And the FSN crew here at Safeco Field. A 1-0 pitch coming to Benji Molina, leading off the 6th inning. Popped up. Felix Hernandez tonight. No runs, no hits, no errors. 6 strikeouts. In fact, he's K'd 4 of the last 6 and retired 14 consecutive hitters.
5 innings, 56 pitches. He's got a whole lot of ammo in his back pocket left, let me tell you.
In there for strike. Molina, Borbone, and Andrus 8-9-1 for the Rangers. Idea how good the Rangers have been going. They won at Toronto. They split a season, the series there rather. Take the last 2 of that series, win 3 against the Yankees at home. Take out Detroit. Here's Molina bouncing one down to Lopez. Gathers, and Molina does not run well, as you know. 1 down. That's 15 in a row retired by Felix Hernandez. Let's check in with Angie Mente. I wish Michael Pineda a wonderful offseason of emotional, physical, and psychic health, and have him back here in this rotation. Felix retires Borbone, 2 down. Because, Michael, you are needed, my man. Scott's product will keep your lawn lush and green. Visit Lowe's for a chance to win a VIP World Series experience, compliments of Scott's. Got 2 of the better athletes on the mound tonight. C.J. Wilson, he was bouncing around a lot in the first 3 innings. And Felix Hernandez, we see him every 5 days. He can field his position quite well. Top of the order, and Elvis Andrus. A walk. And a tapper back to Felix. It's the only walk tonight by Senor Hernandez.
And just one of the few that's had success against Felix. 357 coming in. Beyond Guerrero, who's had success against anybody in teal and blue.
1-1. Ichiro will give chase, but that'll get into the crowd. So Felix in command here. 1-2. 2 outs, nobody on.
When you have the kind of movement and velocity this guy has, then you add the unpredictability. You know, that any pitch can be landed at any time. That's a tall order.
Or you get the confidence just exuding from Felix. The 1-2. And a line foul again.
Mixture of ways to get people out. Hernandez, who's known for getting ground ball out, certainly has become a premier strikeout pitcher. But pretty even spread there.
A 1-2. Struck him out. That's number 7. Felix, the American League leader. Got a no-hitter through 6. He's rolling. He's electric. It's 2-0. Mariners. Back here at Safeco Field, Dave Sims with Bill Kruger. Mike Blowers with the night off. Our FSN crew on hand as the Mariners start the final 3 games of their next to last homestand. 2010, Jose Lopez, Franklin Gutierrez, and Kochman. PC Kochman against C.J. Wilson. Lopez started the night a .556 hitter against C.J. Wilson, 10 for 18. Right field, Cruz towards the line, 1 out. Let's see what else is happening. Let's check in with Angie Mente. Flip and flop every night. Angels and the Rays completed a tremendous series a few days ago. That was down at St. Pete. Mariners will be down there next week. Rays took 2 out of 3. 18,302 on hand here. Putting many in Nebraska Cornhusker fans. Big football game tomorrow against the Washington Huskies.
They're tough to pick out, aren't they?
Well, when you have those college towns, and that's the big game going on, those folks will wear their colors. The Orange out of Knoxville, Tennessee, and Crimson Tide of Alabama. I mean, you know when they're in the house. 2 balls and 1 strike for Gutierrez. Infield hit, stolen base. Scored the Mariners' first run in the 2nd inning on a wild pitch by C.J. Wilson. Mariners' other run coming by way of a Sean Figgins RBI single. 2-2 to Franklin. The Rangers hope to have Josh Hamilton back sometime next week, battling rib injury, still leading the American League with a .361 batting average after a fabulous year.
I think he's the MVP unless he just can't post the rest of the season, because Cabrera is piling up the other numbers while Hamilton is out. Look at the total package. It's Hamilton.
The kid's been unbelievable. The other, and you're right about Cabrera. Cabrera 101 runs, 2nd in batting at .333. There's Josh on your right.
Big locomotive. 6'4", 235, size 15 shoes, and you can hear that rumble when he starts a running.
2-2. Fouled off again. Hamilton second to Ichiro with 183 hits. Ichiro, a couple of hits tonight, has 191. Hamilton's got 322 stolen bases. That's tops. He's 2nd in on base, 1st in slugging, 1st in home batting, night batting, righty bat. I mean, he's all over the chart. 2-2.
Plus, he flat out runs him down in center field. I mean, he's a fabulous center fielder. Obviously, with reckless abandon, as evidenced by the rib injury. And rib injuries are tricky. You know, they're gonna have to be patient. And you got time to get this guy right, because it's October the 5th or whatever date that's going to be is when you really need it.
Day 1 of the playoffs. 2-2, way outside. C.J. Wilson struck out 4. Is looking on deck hitter Casey Kochman. 4 Ks, couple of walks for C.J. Former closer. Racked up 52 saves during that time. John Wetland, franchise leader with 152. Full count. Struck him out. Good battle. C.J. wins that one. 2 outs here in the 6th. Mariners and Packard, they've teamed up once again. For every RBI recorded this season, Packard donates $100 to Page Ahead Literacy. It's a nonprofit organization that provides new books free of charge to at-risk children in Washington. The Mariners thank Packard for their continued partnership in helping enrich the lives of the youth in the Northwest. Kochman fouls one off after C.J. Wilson records his 5th strikeout.
this game's come as advertised. Both these guys are tough to hit. And the Mariners' ability to steal bases that's made the difference.
Scotsman couldn't hold up. It was in an 0-2 hole. And it's a good thing they did get the motor running early. And out on the highway, looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way. The 0-2. Change up. Into right field. Cruz is there. Another 1-2-3 inning for C.J. Wilson. Mariners turned away. It's 2-0. And here comes Felix. Through 6. No-hit performance so far against the always tough Texas Rangers. The Rangers, the #1 hitting team in the American League in batting average, in hits. They're 6th in home runs. And they're on a 7-game winning streak. Meanwhile, the Mariners trying to stop a 7-game losing streak.
Well, after that opening walk, I mean, Felix has been pretty much no fair. These guys haven't scored anything out.
Felix has taken over the American League strikeout lead with his performance tonight. Drops one in, 1-2 to Michael Young. Young to be followed by David Murphy and Vladimir Guerrero.
A little jelly in that front leg with Michael Young.
Good shape with his pitching. Swing and a miss, and Young's gone. Strikeout number 8, 1 down in the 7th. 18 in a row retired by Felix Hernandez.
Here we go. After a couple curveballs, super change, and boy, the bottom has been falling out of that changeup, Dave. It's been nasty.
And it really is no contest. David Murphy, the hitter, 0 for 2. That's 222 strikeouts for Felix Hernandez. So Felix, as we stand here now, is the ERA leader, innings pitched leader, and strikeout leader in the American League. No problem for Hernandez, 2 down. He's a big kid, and he is very nimble around here in terms of recovering and that ball coming back to him.
He's got great reaction. He's a very good athlete.
Looking for a way to save money going to and from the airport? Take Link Light Rail. For schedules, visit soundtransit.org. Very nifty out there. The always dangerous Vladimir Guerrero, 0 for 2. Figgy's there, plays the hop beautifully. Nicely done. He's got a no-no through 7, 2-0 Mariners. You bet. That's why we tee it up. Here's Adam Moore to lead it off. Back on August 4th here against C.J. Wilson. Safeco Field. Adam homered into the Mariners bullpen. Tonight he's 0 for 2. Tap back to C.J. and flied out to center. Congratulations to the Tacoma Rainiers. Rainiers win the Pacific Coast League Championship. 10-6 final in 11. They beat Memphis tonight. Should pop that up on the board and let the fans here in the ballpark know. So momentous night here for the franchise. As Adam pulls a pitch, rolls over on it, hits it to Andrus. 1 down. Catch all the action of the 2010 Major League Baseball postseason on Fox and TBS. The excitement begins October 6th. with the division series on TBS. These Rangers have a magic number of 8 to clinch the American League West. As it stands right now, they will play the winner of the American League East. As it stands at this moment, with Tampa losing and the Yankees winning, the Yankees are atop that division. Meanwhile, a story here tonight, we just saw Felix Hernandez. No-hit ball through 7. Michael Saunders, a walk, a stolen base, got an infield hit in the 4th inning. The Mariners have done well running the bases tonight. They've stolen 5. The runs came in the 2nd inning. 1 in the 2nd. Gutierrez scored on a wild pitch. Figgy drove in a run in the 3rd. Since that 3rd inning, just 2 hits. Mariners have 1 multiple hit inning.
Yeah, it's been Wilson back in the windup, and he's been pretty much taking names. A la Felix.
1-2.
When you don't hit home runs and you've scored 467 runs coming in, stolen base gets you something.
Amen.
You're going to do it.
Absolutely. 1-2. You look at the profiles of these two teams. Rangers come in having scored 716 runs. It's 5th in the American League. Mariners last at 467. Plus the 2 tonight. 2-2. Wilson doing a good job changing speeds.
Oh yeah, he's starting to throw his slower curveball. You may not see it here with Saunders, but you know, that 74, 76 mile an hour pitch, giving it, making his fastball a little bit bigger. What a great decision to move into the rotation, and credit goes obviously to Mike Maddox and the organization, because this guy, he's got the full complement to be a great starting pitcher, and it's proven out.
2-2. I like the fact that, you know, he asked them to do it. Says, hey, listen, I'd like to leave the bullpen and become a starter, and they could have said no. He says, all right, here you go get him. A couple, 3 opportunities. Got out there in spring training, and hey, they left camp. Here he is, one of their main cogs. Down low, good battle won by Saunders there. 3rd walk issued by C.J. Wilson. 1 out base runner here in the 7th inning for the Mariners. Seahawks All Access is all new tonight here on FSN. Tune in for a breakdown of Seattle's Week 2 matchup against the Denver Broncos. Plus, Hall of Famer Warren Moon goes one-on-one with second-year receiver Deion Butler. That and more tonight at 11 on FSN and FSN HD. Way to go Seahawks with that opening win last week. Here's Matt Tuiasosopo, struck out looking and hit into a double play.
Real nice job by Saunders of really keeping that nose in there and fighting a pretty good battle against C.J. Wilson. Draw a couple walks and infield hit. That's a fine job. By the way, Dave, did you see, speaking of noses, did you see Konerko get hit last night?
And he comes back and hits a home run.
How about that?
Remarkable.
The ultimate payback.
Texas has brought up a lot of folks. Pedro Strop, number 46, he's on the left. And number 59, Clay Rapata, we've seen him before. Warming up.
Kind of a Fuentes guy with a little bit more length to that sidearm.
2-0 to Tui. Chance here for Tui. They play him to hit to right. Big gap in left center. Down to Michael Young. Plays the hop. Kinsler 1. Moreland 2. 3rd time tonight they've gone around the horn. The 4th double play on the evening. 7 in the books of Felix Nono as we go to the 8th. Felix Hernandez throwing another gem here. He's got a 2-0 lead. Nelson Cruz, Ian Kinsler, Mitch Moreland, the hitters, here in the 8th. And this is a formidable Texas lineup, as we mentioned earlier. #1 in batting average, #1 in hits.
They've been hot, 22 runs in the previous 2 games.
To deep left center field. Goody going back, and that's gone. Home run on a 1-0 pitch by Nelson Cruz, who continues to terrorize the Mariners. It's a 2-1 ball game. Nelson Cruz 3 times on the DL is some kind of strong. 20th home run. RBI number 72.
Missed with the curveball, 1-0 fastball, right in the sweet spot. And Cruz, he gets all of this fastball. I mean, that ball is smeared out into the picnic area out there in left center. That's a long ways. That's the dead zone out there, folks. So, if anything, it's nice if you're going to lose a no-hitter, don't have it be on a gork.
Yeah, you bet. That's like he hit that ball is better than Ortiz hit one a couple of nights ago, and he said, "Hey, bro, they pay me to hit mistakes." 403 feet. It's got to be more than that because its fence is 405, so it's got to be about 408. 2-0 to Kinsler, another good hitter. Two and one.
And as you look at these Rangers, that's what makes them tough. They have so many different guys throughout their order that can get you.
A lot of offers this evening as we look at the Jack in a Box in-game box score for the Texas Rangers. First place team in the American League West. Looked like it was going to hit the roof.
You know, and there's no question. There's a certain amount of luck involved in getting a no-hitter.
Oh.
I mean, I bet if we looked at the body of the no-hitters that were pitched this year, I would bet there were a half a dozen balls hit hard, guys making diving plays. We watched in this game tonight, and nobody's had a sniff until Cruz hit that home run.
My ball center field. This will stay in the yard. Goody going back. 1 out. Kinsler's gone. I'll bring up Mitch Moreland. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. 1 out in the 8th. 2-1 ball game. Rangers on the board with the Cruz home run on a 1-0 pitch.
The other thing I like about the way Felix is going about his business is he's pitching to win. I've seen guys get no-hitters going for 5 or 6 innings and then think they're going to get one, and they try to throw everything off the edge and try to throw breaking balls. The next thing you know, they've given up 3 or 4 runs.
Yeah, a couple of guys on, and then somebody hits a gapper, and everybody's running around the bag.
Right. Whereas, yeah, he did give up a homer, but he's going right at him. It's about winning, not about throwing no-hitters. And this guy, hey, he's going to have a no-hitter before it's all over, and probably a few.
Right now wants to keep it right here, 2-1. Mariners got a run on a wild pitch. Second, an RBI by Figgins in the 3rd. Since then, 2 hits. That's it. So Felix has done his work tonight. This one to the gap. That's going to sit down. Moreland has figured out Felix Hernandez in his 3rd at bat after striking out, looking and swinging.
Here's that changeup, but not the same finish on it. Hangs up a little bit. Moreland with that short, compact swing laces it into right center for a hit. Felix has been first pitch striking these guys left and right in this inning. No first pitch strikes.
Chris Davis, power hitter, is up there to pinch hit. This young man did some damage to the Mariners last year with a walk-off against Brandon Morrow last May in Texas.
He's got a home run against Felix, too. Last year, as I recall.
Some kind of strong. Pinch hitting for the catcher, Benji Molina. Now Felix behind 2-0.
All of a sudden, that superb command has gotten away from Felix. He doesn't seem to really have that same touch there. His delivery fell apart on that fastball. Just try to keep it simple, keep that front shoulder closed, let that natural sinking action get you a ground ball. I mean, I think that's what you want to do here.
Three 3-0 to Davis. Back with a strike. All right, you're struggling. Game hanging in a balance right here. 2-1 ball game, runner at first. What do you come back with here?
I just think you got a good team, two-seam fastball. Don't get too tricky. Try to let the ball work. Throw the ball in the outer half. And then a ground ball to second.
3-1 pitch. Line drive in the right field. Holding at second is Moreland. First and second. 4 men to the plate here in the 8th inning. 3 have reached.
3-1 fastball. Not a lot of sink to it. Guys like Davis, when they know it's coming, they can score it up pretty good.
Going to get a pinch runner as Carl Willis comes out to talk with Felix. Esteban Herman.
It's a nice chance to regroup, kind of catch your breath. Here's some positive affirmation, and of course, Carl might need an interpreter there with all that drawl he's got working for Felix, but I'm sure he understood.
Oh, absolutely.
Carl's my teammate in Minnesota. He's
nice fellow.
Wonderful
nice,
guy. Wonderful.
Nice
I think a wonderful pitching mind, too. It's a real nice addition to the Mariners system to have him here.
Julio Bourbon, the center fielder. Hottest water Felix has been in all night. Tying and lead runs aboard. Strike one to Bourbon, who's lined out to center. Tap back to the pitcher.
You know, he really struggled early, and Clint Hurdle said it was almost like the shot clock went on when he went in the box. And they really had to try to slow him down, actually make him step out of the box and take deep breaths. And the numbers have improved.
This kid was impressed when I saw his 274 to start tonight. Down low, 1-1.
He was down in deep Mendoza land. Of course, you know, a guy like Bourbon, he doesn't even know what Mendoza is. 300 his whole life.
Brendan League throwing for the Mariners. One and one out, 2 on. Way upstairs. So the inning started. Felix with a no-hitter in his pocket through 7. Then on a 1-0 pitch, Nelson Cruz hit a screaming line drive over the fence and left center field, deep left center field. A fly out to center, and then successive base hits to right. 2-2.
All of a sudden, you see that pitch count jump up a little bit. A lot of that's just, you know, his delivery kind of came apart. He's been behind in the count, you know, having his first real tough inning. I think sometimes the home run and you're human nature. You got a no-hitter going. There can naturally be a letdown, Dave. And then you have to sort of regroup and say, hey, wait a minute. I'm going to try to win the ball game here.
As a sage person once said, the other team is trying to. Runners go. Popped up. Playable. Lopez taking a look. Everybody scampering back. 2 down. Visit the official online shop, the Seattle Mariners, at mariners.com. You can browse the largest selection of online authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source shop, the mariners.com shop. 2 outs, top of the order. Elvis Andrus 0 for 2 with a walk. He's the only base runner until here in the 8th inning. Ball for strike 1. Mariners trying to make 2 runs live tonight, and it's tough against the #1 hitting team in the American League.
There's no rest with this lineup, even without Josh Hamilton.
Runner goes. No throw, double steal. So Herman picks up his second. Chris Davis with the stolen base.
Rangers adding a little speed, able to push 2 guys into scoring position. It's a good play.
Davis with his third, the 1-1 before Andrus. And that misses. So early on in the ball game, the Mariners featured the running game, stole 5 bases. And they got that done through the first 3 innings. But since then, only had 2 base hits, a couple of double plays have taken them out of some potential big innings.
Crowd reacting to that fastball in the outside corner. Jim Wolf has not been friendly out on that outside corner for either pitcher.
Bouncing ball, Josh Wilson gets rid of it, and the Mariners still lead. Rangers get the home run from Cruz. They leave 2 on. Felix and the Mariners have a 2-1 lead as we hit to the home 8th. Good look at a Coors Light Freeze Camp. Some of the snapshots on this very comfortable evening with the roof extended here at Safeco Field. 2-1 Mariners. C.J. Wilson and Felix Hernandez in a heck of a duel. Chris Davis stays on at first base. And the new catcher's Matt Trainer. Bill Kruger to Mariners flat need a couple runs for some insurance here.
That would be nice. C.J. Wilson, after the 3rd inning, has got pretty tough.
C.J. tonight struck out 5, walked 3. Giving up 2 runs on 6 hits. He wild pitched in the first run. Josh Wilson, Ichiro, and Figgins 9-1-2 You're in the home eighth. Last ball for a strike. Much better performance this time out for C.J. Wilson in his previous 3 outings. 1-1 with a 5.63 ERA, no decision, 11 walks at 16 innings.
He's had a little bit of a tough September. Obviously, a more encouraging performance tonight.
2-2. Strap on the left. And we believe there's a ground ball to Kinsey, first out. Alexi Ogando is the other hurler. College football Saturday. It returns tomorrow on FSN, beginning with resurgent Kansas State hosting Iowa State. And it's off to Corvallis, where the Rogers brothers lead number 25 Oregon State against the Louisville Cardinals. College football on FSN this season. Anything can happen. Ichiro, a couple of hits, a run scored, 2 stolen bases. He stole second and third in the 3rd inning. 191 base hits on the season.
This could be C.J. Wilson's last hitter, trying to get him through Ichiro. There are 112 pitches. A couple guys thrown in the pen.
Popped up. Murphy, the shortstop. Andrus looking at range. Couldn't get it. Oh, boy, good effort. We've seen some really good shortstop play in the American League this year.
Well, we saw Ramirez with Chicago.
Right.
Andrus is right there with Ramirez. Great effort here. He has to be aware of the wall as he goes for the basket and the slide. Just comes up a fuzz short.
Tell you what, his recovery didn't get a great start. Next thing you know, he was on it. That's impressive.
Dave, that's what they call speed. Something that you and I probably didn't have a great deal of.
I know it when I see it. Didn't possess much. 1-1. C.J. Wilson had a big double play in the 1st, another one in the 4th, and another in the 7th to kill potential opportunities for the Mariners. Ball and 2 strikes to Ichiro. Well, had to fight that off. Right at Ron Washington on the screen at the dugout.
You see this? We talk about letting the ball travel. Look at that. Ball's literally past him, and he fouled it off.
That's a short list of guys who can do that.
I saw Boggs do that over and over again at Fenway and have balls, fall in the seats because of such short
Came inside. Oh boy, what a pitch by C.J. Wilson. His 6th strikeout, and that was. Ichiro will be the first to tell you that might be the ugliest swing he's had all year.
That ball is right in on his hands.
Good pitch.
And no way he could fight that ball off. That was just a perfect pitch.
Just tip your cap and I'll get you next time.
Well, it's not like he's been chump change against left-handers. He's the toughest lefty versus lefty in the league.
He's murdered. 136 coming in tonight. David Ardsley is out there warming up for the Mariners. 2 out. Sean Figgins has 1 hit tonight. He drove in the Mariners' 2nd run. Picked up a stolen base, gives him 40. Ichiro with his 2 is 41. Felix, no-hit baseball through 7, gives up a run. 3 hits in the 8th.
That looked like a guy that's done, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
Don't you think? I think Ards was cranking and.
Shading Figgins towards right field. Pitch shows bunt. Takes a pitch for ball 3.
And certainly Felix has got the capability of finishing this ball game, and not to say that he won't be coming out, but I'm pretty sure he's out. But it's for another day, is what it is. It's not about his capability. It's just for another day.
Another campaign.
That's right.
It's all about. Smothered by Young. Nice play. That'll do it for the Mariners in the 8th. A 2-1 advantage for Seattle. The case is going to be turned over to the DA. Here comes David Archman. On for the save here at Safeco Field, and Bill Kruger, he's going to have to run the gauntlet here. Michael Young, David Murphy, Vladimir Guerrero, 2, 3, and 4 for the Texas Rangers.
Not one of those soft saves for David Archman. He's been brilliant since the All-Star break. 13 of 14, 0.93 ERA. He's done 5 in a row. And made some nice adjustments since the beginning of the second half.
Archman, our Northwest Dive Steelers call to the bullpen. At the start, he was looking for 2-0 to Michael Young. Picks something off of that one, and he gets Young to hit it to right field where Ichiro waits 1 out. Well, that was big, 2-0, and he flies to right. There's a line on Felix. Bill, good stuff tonight.
I guess. He was unhittable for 7 innings. Of course, the Nelson Cruz home run, but outside of that, I mean, he was overpowering, brilliant. I don't know what other superlatives that we can use, and I think what he wants more than anything is to be a winner tonight.
A win would get him over 500 to 12 and 11. With David Murphy looking at strike 1. Felix has taken his ERA from 2.39 to 2.35. Bouncing ball hits by Gary Pettis, the first base coach.
And a little secondary pitches from Marsden with a split finger. And a real commitment to his off-speed pitches made all the difference in the world.
And Vlad is on deck. 0-2 to Murphy. Two. Works at a quick pace. He gets it. He's ready to go.
Should try to see if he'll probably try to elevate that fastball here.
That he did and fouled it off.
That's really his money pitches. His money pitch is to get ahead, show you off speed, and then try to ladder you. That's what he does. again. You just can't go fastball, strike, ladder, ladder, ladder. You got to show him something else, and that's what he's done a nice job. Slider and split.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. On a full count.
Surprised he threw that. Tried to go split, now he goes 3-2. He can use the big part of the park.
3-2. Strike him out. Folded. So 2 outs, and it comes down to Archman against Vladimir Guerrero in a 1-run game.
Fastball, ladder away. A little off the plate, but Murphy trying to protect. Swings off the plate with him. Archman notches the 2nd out.
Number 27's always difficult, and number 27 is at the plate. Tell you what, Guerrero's not up there for viewing. He's up there for hit. He is offering it just about everything tonight.
He's the epitome of hack.
Just don't let him square one up.
Archman goes slider away for a strike. There's a split in the dirt. 10 straight, or 10 100-plus RBI seasons for this guy. He's a surefire Hall of Famer, isn't he?
Please. In ink. Now. A 1-1. Way outside. He's been quiet this evening. 2-1. Down to third. We should do it. Lopez fields cleanly, throws high, but it's there. That's the ball game. Mariners win it by final of 2-1, saved by the DA. The case is closed, and Felix Hernandez wins his 12th game. Takes his ERA down to 2.35. He becomes the American League strikeout leader again. Bill, outstanding performance as Felix Nonos, the best hitting team in the American League for 7 innings.
Making a stronger case for why he should be your Cy Young Award winner. Felix Hernandez was brilliant this evening, really shutting down a potent offense that has scored over 10 runs each of the last 2 games, and a nice job of pushing the game with the Mariner offense stealing 5 bases.
Gutierrez scored the first run on a wild pitch. Figgins drove in the second run, and Felix gets his first win against Texas this season. He's now 1-3 against the Rangers for his career. He's 9-12. Let's send it out to Brett Adam and Dave Valley.
Oh, Dave and Bill Kruger, thank you very much. Mr. Valley, we all